What's up guys, Isaac from Tact here, and today we are going to be bringing you a different kind of video. We're going to be looking at iOS 7 and its features and basically what it's all about. They just released the beta and I'm going to be breaking it down into 4 parts: the looks, the app revamps, the accessibility, and just a general section. So let's get started. The first thing under looks we're going to be looking at, or we're going to be talking about, I guess, is icons. And what iOS 7 now has is live icons, so they continuously update and basically can move. So the only live app that is currently known is the clock app, and its second hand just moves around the clock basically in real time while you're not actually in the app. And all apps have been remade to look more simple. They have a lot more white and they just look a lot better than before. Now with the backgrounds and wallpaper, you can now have animated backgrounds and wallpapers that basically move corresponding with the tilt of your device. So if I tilted my device forward, the background or wallpaper would also kind of go forward and stuff like that. The iPhone will come with 2 pre-installed animated backgrounds or wallpapers, so if you have trouble finding them right when it comes out, you already have 2 pre-installed. The camera app can now easily switch between video, camera, a square camera, and panoramic view. So all you have to do is swipe either right or left to whatever you'd like in the camera app. And after taking a picture, you can edit your images directly through the camera app. It's very similar to Instagram. You put like filters on the camera or on the pictures and such. And the video that the camera app can now take will be 60 frames per second, so that'll be full HD. And hopefully it'll also come with a 30 and 24 frames per second option as well. And that is it for the looks section. Now we're going to be moving on to the app revamps. The first thing in app revamps is the Passbook app. It will now have a QR scanner, so you can read those codes or whatever directly through the Passbook, and you won't need to download any separate apps for that. Passbook will now be used to store basically any and all tickets, or whatever you have. Yeah, the tickets. And if you have a season pass to a TV show through iTunes, it is believed that with the new smart downloads coming with the iPhone, once the new episode is put into the iTunes store and you have that season pass for that show, all those TV shows will automatically be downloaded directly to your iPhone, so you won't have to go in and look and check every single time. The FaceTime app is now on its own separate app, just like in iPod Touches. So with iPhone, you're going to have another extra app. And what they've now integrated is just audio talking. So before, FaceTime was both audio and video, and now you can talk with just audio over FaceTime. The Maps app now can basically say or give spoken directions like many current GPSs in cars. There's an added inclinometer, which is able to sense when you are going up and down hills. It basically takes the degrees off zero that your iPod is. And when night falls, the Maps app goes into night mode. It basically changes colors to more cool color, so like purples and blacks and grays and stuff that isn't as bright as the white. And the Maps now comes with 3D landscaping, so it looks very similar to Google Earth when I was looking at the pictures and such. Like, it gives you detailed directions and what the buildings look like and stuff like that. And what else comes with the Maps is bookmark syncing. And what this does is, if you have a certain location on your Maps app that you also want, say, on your computer, it will automatically sync with your MacBook or your MacBook Pro or whatever you have, so you don't have to transfer any locations or bookmarks over to your computer. Safari has now been revamped and updated. It looks a lot like Chrome, I guess, and it has an improved bookmark sync, so it will also sync with your MacBook Pro or your Mac or whatever you have. And you can now open an unlimited amount of Safari tabs. So before there was a limit of like 7 or 9. I don't remember which it was. Now you can open as many as you want. You can also search in the address bar just like Chrome. You won't have to have a separate Google search. You can just click right in the address bar and type in what you want to search. Safari will also come with a do not track option, which you can turn on and off, and it basically disables your advertisements, or it disables your location, so advertisements can't advertise location specific, if that makes sense. Game Center has been completely revamped and given a different look with different categories. There's more bubbles and stuff like that. I think it looks a lot better, and I think that'll get Game Center to gain more publicity than it did before. Now that we're done with app revamps, we're going to be looking at accessibility. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is the new notification center. Basically, this pulls up from the bottom now instead of from the top, and it blurs whatever is behind it. So if you're just at your home screen, it'll blur all the apps behind it. And it now has utilities. You can turn your airplane mode on and off, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, brightness, auto rotate. You can turn those all off, up, down, whatever. You can now skip, play, pause songs. You can change the volume, turn on and off your flashlight, take a picture, open the calculator, open the clock. You now have 2 different themes that you can change your notification center to, white and black. And the actual notification center comes down from the top still, but the settings center, I forget what it's called, is what comes up from the bottom and has all these different settings that you can change quickly. And now when you dismiss a notification, it not only dismisses just from the notification center, it will also get rid of any little badges on your apps or anything else. What Apple said is the notification center now has a dismiss once, dismiss everywhere feature. Siri now has different languages and voices, both male and female. Siri can now change settings by voice commands and look up images on Google. There are updated languages for the United States, Germany, and France. The Settings app, you can now view which apps are using up the most bandwidth, so you could disable those or close out of them or do whatever, so you can direct more bandwidth to whatever app you want. And now that we're done with accessibility, we're going to move on to the last section, general. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is now you can put the Newsstand app into a folder. Everybody hates the Newsstand app, and you can finally put that bad boy in a folder. Tencent Weibo is now integrated, which is a social networking site in China. You can now block certain contacts from messaging, FaceTiming, or calling you. Spotlight search is no longer found by swiping left on the home screen. Now you pull down from the top of the screen, and through the notification center, you can search and choose what you want to search in. So you could choose to search in music or messages or whatever. There is the compass, and it gets another feature, which is the level. So it tells you if your things are 0 degrees or just a little off 0 degrees. It's often used in like construction. That uses the new accelerometer. Sorry, it's a big word. The music app will now have internet radio, which is very similar to Pandora and Spotify. Apps will open and close differently. They'll be smoother and they'll have a different look to them. Folders have been updated to allow for an unlimited amount of apps to be put into them. And iMessage can now send longer text messages without sending multiple. The new iOS 7 dictionary supports Italian, Korean, and Dutch, and it also has a Chinese-English bilingual dictionary. Apps can now automatically refresh in the background, so your Twitter feed can continually refresh without having to swipe down or pull down every single time you open it. Third-party game controllers for better gaming experiences will now be allowed. The iPhone is often thought of as a bad gaming experience because it doesn't have very good controls. Now with actual physical controllers that you can hold and control your iPhone with, I think the games will be taken to a new level. Xcode 5 is coming out, and that is the environment in which programmers make new apps, and so it'll be compatible and easier to code for iOS 7 with Xcode 5. Backgrounding apps show a real-time mini screen of the app, so if you double-click the home button, you will get little rectangles and previews of the apps that are backgrounding, and to close them, just swipe up on them. iOS systems will now be able to connect with cars because cars are going to be installing the new iOS system. iCloud Keychain is a new thing that automatically fills in usernames and passwords while keeping them securely encrypted. This is throughout apps and Safari, and the App Store will be revamped with a different look and different sections based on age and location. And so that is it, guys. That is the new iOS 7, iPhone, iPod Touch, whatever. That is the general overview, all the features, what's coming out, what to expect, and yeah, I'm sure there will be a lot more in the future, and I'll hopefully be covering that. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is Isaac from Tact 2, signing out.